जय जगदम्बे जय श्री दुर्गे तू ही शक्तिमान। जय जगदम्बे जय श्री दुर्गे तू ही शक्तिमान। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ। तू ही माता और पिता हो तुमको मेरी माँ। तू ही बंधु और सखा हो मेरी प्यारी माँ। तू ही माता और पिता हो तुमको मेरी माँ। तू ही बंधु और सखा हो मेरी प्यारी माँ। तू ही दयालु और कृपालु दर्शन दे दो माँ। जय जगदम्बे जय श्री दुर्गे तू ही शक्तिमान। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ। तू ही अम्बे जय जगदम्बे तू ही भवानी माँ। तू ही लक्ष्मी शारदा माता अंतर्यामी माँ। तू ही अम्बे जय जगदम्बे तू ही भवानी माँ। तू ही लक्ष्मी शारदा माता अंतर्यामी माँ। जय माँ काली रिद्धि सिद्धि मुक्ति दे दो माँ। जय जगदम्बे जय श्री दुर्गे तू ही शक्तिमान। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ। सुन लो मैया मेरी पुकारत भक्ति दे दो माँ। तुम्हारी शरण लगाओ मैया रक्षा दे दो माँ। सुन लो मैया मेरी पुकारत भक्ति दे दो माँ। तुम्हारी शरण लगाओ मैया रक्षा दे दो माँ। भवसागर से पार ले जाओ आशा विनती माँ। जय जगदम्बे जय श्री दुर्गे तू ही शक्तिमान। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ। एक तू ही जगमाता हो रानी जगदोदारिणी माँ।
प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति माता की जय. Devotees, let's all stand as we begin with Raatri. Please switch off all cell phones as we control the breathing And we try to control the mind just a little bit. Let's forget all the terror, all the joys of today, all that had happened. And for a little while, we are about to immerse ourselves in the words of God. Some people are ready to listen. Some people are not. What type of person are you? Are you ready to listen to the words of Adi Shakti Mata as she's speaking to you? Then there's a mode, there's a method to receive the darshan, the blessings. There must be a way. Some people get it, some people don't. Dear Lord, Ganesh Baba, today is your chow, today is your day. Remove the obstacles that maybe I, myself, could be provided. Sometimes I become my own enemy. And I block myself from performing the best prayer, the best action, the best activity, from having the best company, from behaving in the best of ways. At the beginning of my prayer, at the commencement of my puja tonight, Ganesh Baba, I've been praying and I'm asking permission. Please allow me to learn. Please allow me to listen. Give me the strength to sing for God. Tonight I wish to learn a little more about this Raatri, this Kanya worship, children worship. Why do we do it? And as I am about to begin my worship, please bless my body, my mind to calm down. And in this calm way, let's now do Arti. Ajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grehana devesham Trilokyat mirapaham. Let's all sing together, everybody. As we continue to clasp our hands, many people, I always say this, many people, God bless, many people go to pray, but they are, unfortunately, many people don't know how to pray, how to talk to God. Tonight, let's try, as we work together. The first step, calm down just a little bit. Mentally, you could be standing here physically. Those at home, watch it on TV. It is prayer time. Let's focus a little bit and calm down. I came for God to inspire me, to give me hope. I'm listening to this program so that maybe God will bless me. But how could that manifestation of blessings happen if you are so distracted, if you are so preoccupied with everything else? You would miss the blessings of God. As we said last night, when God can't come, He sends a man or a woman. And maybe the message, maybe that moment is at your doorstep, but you are not ready to listen to God. Please clasp your hands. And let's do it different. Let's calm down just a little bit. Om Gajananam. Everybody, let's pray together. Standing where you are. Let's say the mantra. Kapeta Jumbo Umasutam Shom Namami Veganeshwara Sarvamangalamangaliye
Shive Sarvarthasarike
Sharanye
Trayambike Gauri
Narayani
Namostute
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
One last time. Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Prem Soul Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Please have your seat. Tonight, as we continue in our discourse, last night we heard from book 3 of Devi Bhagavad Puran how Sri Ram in his time of need is guided by Narad Muni to do Raatri Brat. He doesn't know much about it. And he asks, who has done this? Who has done this before? Could you please tell to me? And he says, the first person, Narad Muni says, the first person to have done this Yagna, Devi Yagna, was Lord Vishnu. And we heard that the second night. How Lord Vishnu does it, and it is because of that moment when he did the Yagna, and he did the sacrifice, and he did the fast, and he did the mantras. This is why of all the devatas, if it ever dawned on you, how come Lord Vishnu is so prominent in our text? He's incarnating as Ram, Krishna, Buddha, different form, different discourse, but he's the main actor in the Leela. And Lord Shiva and Brahma, Indra, Agni, all these others are supporting characters. When Lord Vishnu takes the form of Sri Ram, Mahadev tells Parvati, I wish to go and join my Lord. I want to go and see the Leela. I want to join with him. And he takes the form of the servant of Hanuman Baba. Why is this like this? Lord Vishnu was the one who did the yag. And she says, you will be the main form. You will be the one that will come to the earth whenever there is distress and difficulty to help your children. You will be the one with the answer and the solution. And last night, when he is in the form of Sri Ram, he does the Devi worship, the Raatri Brat, fasting, waking, sleeping on the ground, using beads mantra, Om, Hring, Shring, Chandikaye, Naman, others. And Mother appears at the end and gives him the darshan. Gives him the darshan that go to the ocean. You don't know where to go to the ocean and get ready to build a bridge. And when you cross the water, you will defeat Ravan. Have no fear, have no doubt. Prem se bolo, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. The problem is, Sri Ram, just like Sri Ram, correct me if I'm wrong, many people say, I am doing Raatri Vrat. I am fasting for Raatri. Raatri is coming, Baba. It's coming. I'm going to do fasting, I'm going to do it, but I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know what to do. If you ask somebody what is supposed to be in the dar, as simple as the dar, what is the prasad to offer Mother? Yesterday we learned the formula of how to make kheer properly, sweet rice. Many people mistakenly make it very poorly. The prasad in every puja is your main ingredient. I think everybody will agree with that. When done properly, with proper effort and ingredient, and you offer it, then I'm going to get good results. Pandit, you're talking things we know, man. Do you know how many people don't know how to practice cleanliness or hygiene in a kitchen? Do you know how many people don't know how to wash their hands? In our religion, that speaks about cleanliness as one pillar of our prayer. How to wash their hands before they go to prepare prasad or the bhog, the food that is going to be offered to God. These points, sometimes when our parents are teaching us, we take it for granted. Until we learn of different sciences that talk about good practices, standard operating procedures for a kitchen. We'll get into some of that tonight. Tonight you have been given a handout. Did you get one? The fourth day of the Navratri, we worship Kushmanda, Mother. Our explanation is given there, where she is the energy that creates everything. In English, in science world, we call it Big Bang Theory. From space, from nothing, this is the form that creates everything. She is, as it were, the mother of the universe. A little explanation. More importantly, when a person has relationship problems, aging problem, immunity problem, longevity problem, they worship her. When people have HIV and AIDS, when people have immunity problem, a bad diabetic patient, the foot is becoming infected. Baba, what could we do? Devi Puja in this form is worship. God has created. Why does she have all these forms? Because we have so many problems. We said it the first night. The atheist, the person who doubts the power of God, will say one person created everything. The intricacies of a person's body is so great. One great form did that. In our illustration, in our text, Mother is one. Her energy, there are no type, there are no two types of electrical energy. But from that energy, In science class, school children are taught we could convert it to light. We could turn it in air condition and make it a different temperature. We could manipulate that energy and get different results. Likewise, Mother takes different names, different forms for you and I to understand, you know what? Let's call her by this form. When I have an immunity problem, I am constantly getting infections in my bladder, in my kidney, whatsoever. Where could I go? Go to Mother and worship her with this name. There's a mantra there for you. Om Hring Shri Kushmanda Durgai Nama. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Tonight, as we enter into this course, I wanted to give the next natural chapter. We spoke about the creation and where Devi Mata empowers Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva. We spoke about Lord Vishnu the second night doing the Yagna and becoming as if it were the leader of the Devatas. Up to now we say Krishna Arpan. Everything is done with his name. And what gives him that popularity and that potency is her worship. Constantly in all his discourses, wherever you read, he's supported by Adi Shakti. And there are many examples of that. Last night, Sri Ram, one example of his incarnation, again is calling on Mother for help. Tonight, Janvijay, the grandson of those Pandavas, is saying, if Sri Ram, remember the beginning of last night's chapter, he says, give me an example of somebody who did it, and I will do that now, Raatri Brat, for my father. My father is a sinful person. He's probably being punished in Narak or hell, and I don't want that to happen. I will help him by virtue of puja, prayer, my godly and godly work, seva, service. I will help people so that I will be able to help my own. How you do, how you give, is so you'll get. So after he got the example, now he's all interested. This story is going very juicy. It's going very good. I'm enticed. I want to do it. Sometime when you don't know about prayers and somebody says to you, you know what, if you do this type of worship, your problems that you are facing right now, maybe those problems will go away. Don't worry. Is that so? Is it true? True? And you start to give details. This person did it, that person did it, and they started to see change in their life. And with that confidence, people get down and they do their worship. Even till today. Janvijay is no different. But in listening to his questions tonight and the explanation, see and learn if you yourself could improve in your worship in Navratri or for Navratri. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Let's join together. As Guruji Narad Muni is asking the same question Janvijay is asking of his Guru. Brahmdev is explaining what is Navratri and how can it help a person. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Come on everybody, let's sing together. Narayanaya Krishnaya.
Paramatmaye namo namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Paramatmaye namo namah.
Navratri tu sampraptya karvat vijutatvaye atam vidyan vidhavet buhi yena yena yetam devi tam yena.
Narayanaya Krishnaya. Paramatmaye namo namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Paramatmaye namo namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya. Paramatmaye
जन प्रवक्ष्यमियात नवरात्रि व्रत शुभ शुभयम् शरयल काले विश्वये कर्ता विश्वदेवा विद्यये आतम्
नारायणाय कृष्णाय परमात्माय नमो नमः नारायणाय कृष्णाय परमात्माय नमो नमः नारायणाय कृष्णाय परमात्माय नमो नमः
नारायणाय कृष्णाय
परमात्माय नमो नमः नारायणाय कृष्णाय
परमात्माय नमो नमः। प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति माता की जय। When a person, oh Shishya, oh child, please listen. The benefits of this Navratri are great. But a person must follow the rules and regulations. Why is Navratri done at the time it is done? Earlier in the year, latter part in the year, Chaitra and Ashwin, the Hindu months, roughly March, roughly October. During these two times, in the changing of the season, these 2 months are like the teeth of Yamraj. Many problems plague the earth. Many viruses, sickness come about, plaguing people. Therefore, in this time, people worship Mother and they ask for preservation of life, safety. When you see things like the earthquake, somebody was telling me Indonesia had a horrible earthquake, loss of life, etc. So many things happening. During this time, the Hindu goes to her to beg. In this way, mud is collected. The altar, similar to what you're seeing on top here, for those of you that will venture to worship Mother, 6 feet wide, 1.5 feet in length, 1 foot high. When this is done and the mud is placed and the gobar is placed, Mother's murti is paraded and brought on the first day. The person must first cleanse themselves and then proceed to bathe that murti with the prescribed ingredients, what we know already: milk, dahi, ghee, but also things like ashes. Ashes is used, basma, considered to be a bath of fire. That is what we call it. In most yagya, and I'm touching on it now to explain another night. When you go and you follow Sai Baba, Swami always has vibhuti. When you listen to Sri Sachidananda Swamiji, you will see he has a black chandan on his forehead, ashes again. When the yagya here is going to finish, the last night our practices from the Havan Kund that we've been lighting for the entire duration of the yagya, Havan ashes is shared and smeared on everybody's head. Why is this done? Mother, when we are bathing her for purification, one of the reasons is purification, there are more. When the murti is bathed, when it is coming along the way, many people are watching, many people are looking on, and that negativity that can come from a person that could affect you and I, we bathe that murti and say, Mother, we purify you of that negativity. Please come in and allow us to dress you and worship you. Texts such as the Chandi part or the Devi Bhagavad Mahapuran is read in conjunction with the puja during this time. You invite your pundits to come and guide, but they must be calm, they must be happy. So you do your best to keep them calm and happy. Treat them with respect. In doing so, the person is worshipping. And where does it begin? When you hear Baba is starting Swasti Vachan, Swasti na Indro, Brihasravaha, those mantras, Swasti, blessings. The person will do Havan, offerings on the altar, offerings to Mother. Different things are given. Mother has different forms, 4 hands, 8 hands, 18 hands. Different forms bring about different blessings. There are many types of offerings listed here. But for the person, just for example, I want to point out one strange one. The person who has a child that is constantly vomiting, throwing up. The pregnant lady who has that problem, a hard pregnancy to face. The person who has indigestion, acid reflux, acid stomach. When they are offering to Mother, they give Mother aloe vera, clean the plant. And because of the medicinal value, because of the herbal nature, because of the nutritional value of this plant, it is fitting to worship. Is that a strange thing? Think about when a person has that same acid reflux and they are chewing doob grass. When you see your dog, children, when you see the puppy run outside and he's chewing that grass, the doob grass is what we macerate, what we mash up to make things like acid, Alka-Seltzer, etc. When you're doing the puja, you're saying to the devta sitting in the murti or the leaf on the bedi, I did not taste the sweet rice or the kheer. I don't know how it's tasting, but you're my guest today. Please come on the bedi and accept my parsad. Look, I'm giving you a drop of water. Please have something to drink. In case it did not make properly, I am a junior cook, forgive me. Please have a piece of dope grass as medicine, as an Andrews, in case the food is upsetting. It's not perfect, forgive me, but I'm a good guest, I'm catering for it. These herbs that are used when we have, for example, bandara, and you see people offer, how we call it locally, Kongolala. Bhangraj is the herb. The mantra says Bhangraj Dan. Why is it offered? Bhangraj or Kongolala. When you juice that plant, for the person whose hair is thin in man or woman, we massage the scalp with that same Kongolala and the hair starts to grow back. When you drink it, when you have sores in your gum, when the teeth cannot stay in your mouth, it won't fall out. When children have different stress on their tongue, our people use Kongolala for that purpose, for that remedy, amongst other things. So in the prayers now, the Devta is coming to your home and I'm saying, please accept this herb, this medicine, please be my guest. Amongst other things, please, I want to prepare for you. You know, we have this saying, my guest is my God and my God is my guest. So if we go to the restaurant and we have something to eat, we have something to drink, fine. Don't they give you a mint? In Indian restaurant, in our culture, we don't use sweetie, we use fennel seeds. Fennel seed helps you in the aiding of your digestion. Tonight in the Malpua, you will see fennel seeds in the prasad. We have an entire Ved that talks about the power of herbs. And too often we skip that part. We don't know the value of the shami plant. We don't know the value of the neem tree. We don't know the value of these things. But in our Ved, the power of Shakti, the power of Devi, she imbibes within those plants the healing properties that we use today, and sometimes we take it for granted. But let's just say, for everybody to understand, if God can't come, maybe we have a grass, a bush, or some plant that will, just like when Lakshman is lying on the ground, and we go for the Sajivan herb, that herb will bring the remedy by the power of God. Likewise, in our prayer, these herbs are used in worship. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Mother, in the yantra that is placed, the mandal on the bedi, where you sit, Chandika Devi is asked to come there. Now Raatri is incomplete, O Narad, if the beating of the drum, if the singing of her songs, Stotra, Ashtakam, part is not done. Without that singing for Mother, without that dancing for Mother, that prayer is incomplete. When a person comes again, they say in the Sunday time, twilight time, that person fasts until the night. And in the night, because the battle, the prayer is done during the day and during the night. People pray at different times for different benefit. Let's hear. As Mother, worship is being unraveled for you and I. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo. Come on everybody, help me, I'm croaking.
Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Yataye Shakti Prakriti Tam Niyamo Brataye Atau Vakshme Panjame Pujan Paryaye Vidivaman Purvate.
Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah.
Pujan Ye Raatri Dupam Naivedyam Sarvapalayat Radhaye Prachaye Tatpar Tatraye Nariye Ati.
Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya
Namo Namah. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. Let them worship the goddess with all types of flowers that is suitable for worship. Sitaram, Sitaram, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in, please. Many people have, in my opinion, my words, limited vision that sometimes needs to open up a little bit. Stretch yourself a little. Have you ever heard, no Raatri is coming if I cannot get an arahu flowers? Oh Lord. Please remember this. Flowers for worship. Suitable flowers for worship. It could be any color. We love red. That's all. This is the part that talks about the flowers that we offer for Devi. So please, I'm reading word for word. Suitable flowers is any flowers that has nectar or a sweet scent. We have a tradition of using arahu flowers. There's a difference. Tonight, this is why I wanted to read this, because there are some little confusions that we need to clarify. Believe it or not, the next thing, take bay leaves and smear the bay leaf with red chandan, not sindur. I was talking to the Shrotas them earlier. I believe it was shared throughout. Sandalwood that is red, which is what you got, is a piece of wood that is rubbed on a piece of stone and then shared for everybody. This is the appropriate chandan for this time. So people for Shivratri take the white chandan and we take the bay leaf and we Offer it to him. Rub this sandalwood on it. And for Devi, this is what is to be done. This is what is offered. Make sure and put what we call gogol, what is the gum, as it starts to melt. Not chewing gum, please, Baba didn't say that. Gum, in English. Gum that we put on charcoal and it will emanate a wonderful aroma, scent. My guest is here, my murti is here, but the place is not smelling too sweet. Please, I want it to smell nice. That is what the devotees say. This is why we offer these things. So we have the place smelling nice, we offer the best thing. Now it is time to offer the prasad. Lots of trouble with the prasad. Somebody was asking me, Pandit, I hear we have to get the coconut and cover the eyes of the coconut. Trouble. So Pandit, if we buy a coconut by the vegetable mart and we come and we crack the coconut, not as good. Why we just offer the coconut for? In the first place. For the child, for the person who don't understand. The next verse says, not this verse, next verse. Does say, for those people that would love or would want to offer animal sacrifice, it is done. It is written here. Sometimes people argue that point. In India, different people pray in different ways. People offer different things to get different results. Animal sacrifice is not too popular because it is a tamasic type of worship. Is it done? Yes. Is there benefit? Yes. This is why it was done. If there was no benefit, people wouldn't do it. But when you do it, what is the problem? You are now indebted. You have to continue this type of worship. You have to continue this procedure, or you lose everything you have been praying and gained over the time. We know about it. We hear that the family was doing this in older days. But when they stopped it inappropriately, now we see no sons. Now we have no children. The daughters have all types of problems in their wombs, affecting their birth, their fertility, and the birthing process. Genetically, we've all come from people that had 20, 25 children. And in the process of 3 generations, struggle to have 1 child. In our Dharma, there is rationalization, reasoning for that. That maybe there was a type of prayer being done before, and it was not stopped, it was not closed off, as we say, properly. So sometimes when people are doing that type of worship and they want to come out of it, let's say generations pass, there's a prayer that is done, and you convert that offering to the offering of the coconut. For the person sitting down here tonight, ask yourself, be honest, you're the Hindu. When we do Durga Puja, sometimes we put coconut in the fire. Sometimes, depending on the prayer, we will plant the coconut. We don't burn it. Why do we put the coconut? Why do we offer the coconut? Remember tonight, the energy, the Shakti, the life inside this seed. Let's call it seed. Mother, please accept it. Krishna Arpan. Mother, please accept this energy. Sometimes they crack it to release the energy. Mother, please accept it. Krishna Arpan. According to karma, how I give is so I will get. When I need health, we just talked about during the Raatri. Look at what is going on. Do you know how many people have stomach illness, virus illness, all types of illness? Conditsional, you know how many of them wanted to sit with you tonight? And because of the virus could not come. The day I'm sick, the day I cannot walk, the day my back is hurting me. Dear God, please send the antibodies, please send the antigen, please send the health that I need. Let that energy, the electrical energy that we talk about, manifest in the doctor, knowledgeable to help me. The day I need finance, dear Lord, I'm offering this coconut today. Please bless me in kind that I'll always have my job and the safety. Dear God, my child is suicidal. My child is hopeless. Please send a solution in her mind. Change that mindset. She wants to run away. He is running away. Please send him back in the form of a miracle. Make it happen. How I give is so I get. But you know, in our circle in Trinidad right now, we are under a little trouble for camphor. So somebody asked me, Babs, how we could do Durga worship if we can't put the camphor inside the coconut and do Raatri? Please remember this part as well. The coconut is prasad. The practice of putting the camphor on top of it, as well as your lapsi and sohari, is not written in text. That is a Trinidad practice. The book says, as it said in the pamphlet the first night, when we were talking about Shaila Putri, the book says, offer ghee, offer a ghee diya. The mantras, when we are talking about the kapur or the camphor, it does not say you have to put it in the coconut. In fact, do you put it in the coconut when you are offering a dry coconut into the fire? No. When you have coconut on top, the kalsa, do you put the camphor there? No. But sometimes when the opinion of pundits develop a procedure, well, that procedure becomes law. What is supposed to happen? Watch any YouTube video of what happens in India. When they smash that coconut, or if you've had the experience, when you come with your force upon the road and you smash a coconut, it could break in any form, in any portion, in any percentage size whatsoever. And sometimes it cannot even hold a piece of camphor. Some people have the mistaken opinion that coconut is the only thing that we could offer to Devi. Have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard we cannot do Durga Puja if we do not have lapsi and sohari? Have you ever heard that? Please listen to this verse, as it is going to clarify what we could offer and what we can't. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
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 Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Nariyal Yena Paschaitam Tata Purva Phallo Shubha Anand Prakriti Ye Bhakti Purva Nari Dhityate Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Homa ye chaiva kurvanti Kunda chaiva trailochakam Sanda panye prakriti ye Trekun manda ye shubham Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
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 Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. In Devi's worship, she says, I will accept anything you offer. God says that in the Gita as well. If you give me, how does the verse go? Anybody remember it? A drop of water, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, something along that line, if you remember. And if you do it with love and devotion, I will accept it. It is written, it is there. In Bengal, people offer, because their livelihood is fish. That village, they live on fish. They offer fish. It is written that people can offer animal and, that type of sacrifice. But in everything, as we said in earlier nights, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic offerings, we talked about grains. Dal being the example, remember that? Dal being the example. The dal is the grain that can't grow. That type of grain is tamasic. And in this example of the offering now, if this is where the person has reached and this is what they wish to offer, even that God will accept it. Because sometimes people come, they ask questions, Pandit, I am offering the Lapsi and the Sohari, but I don't know if God is hearing my prayers. People offer different things and they seem to be flourishing. It is written that that is happening. That can happen. But she says, as the person develops, as the person increases in their knowledge, as they increase in their ability, the better worship is sattvic worship. The more acceptable worship is sattvic worship, because there is no repercussion, there is no negative attached to this type of worship. Therefore, what is to be offered? Just as how the people in Bengal offer what they mine, what they hunt for, what they live on. You and I, the people that practice in Sanatan Dharma, what does that word Sanatan Dharma mean? True Dharma. The strongest Dharma. This is why we say it at the end. And then Bol Jai. I stand firm for what I believe in, the principles. And one of the principles is this, that I will offer to Mother in my worship the fruits of the season. What is bearing, what is in that time. So, for example, Narad Muni, yes, coconut, yes. But also pomegranate, anar, bananas, orange, any citrus is offered to her. How do we call jackfruit? How? Koa. If you get a ripe koa, Jai Vishnu, to Mother. The seed, look at the fruits that we're talking about. Banana planted has very small seeds, but seeds nonetheless. Pomegranate has many seeds in it. Mother, I am offering you the fertility, the prosperity in this fruit. Please give this back to me in my life. So when somebody comes, if you ever see it reach, but how na man bring now big how you call it? Koa, and offer that, it is rich, it is full of sugar, nutrition. And I am giving this to my mother. My mother will give me that sweetness in my life. How I give is so I will get. Why limit yourself only to the coconut? Why only that? If you have putigal in your yard, if you have lime in your yard, dear devotee, tonight be very clear that all of these things are acceptable. When these things are given, where the cooked prasad is also given, where the bhog, the food is given, Mother will accept it. But it must come from the hands that made it with love. It must be made with a person that has the temperament, that when I am cooking this thing, I am making this thing, it is a labor of love. Too often we are talking about prayers, but we don't take the time to understand the procedure to make something for somebody else to eat. Tonight I'm harping on it because please, when you go to cook prasad, don't talk over the pot. Don't be angry over the pot. Your mode has a way of leaching into anything you create. Hindus have the practice, the science of cooking. Dear God, bless this, what I am making. I am going to feed. In the example of Draupadi, she would pray before she shares anything. Krishna, you eat, and then we will eat. Till this day, that is done. where we put the tulsi in the pot before anything is shared, where we burn the food, not only the sweet rice, whoever does this and they don't offer Christian everything, you are losing out on some of your merit. Whatever is prepared, my Christian could eat it. And I burn a little bit in the fire. Dear God, please have some. Somebody once said, Baba, but how you could do that? We only offer sweet rice. We only offer, but I'm sharing everything. And I'm saying, Christian, bless everything. When we have bandara, don't we take out one share of the food and we burn it in the fire? Likewise, when you bless the food, then you will have barakat. Then you will find the same food stretching. Everybody's belly is full, pleased, happy. And you will get no embarrassment. Who wants to have a prayer and the food runs out? A simple example in Anand Ramayana, not Tulsidas Ramayana, Anand Ramayana, when the war is finished, Sita Mata says, for all the Vanar, for all the warriors that came and fought for me, I am an empress, I am a queen amongst queens. But today I wish to go into the kitchen and like a mother, cook for each and every one of you. Please give me the opportunity to do that. Sri Ram, please allow me to go and cook for my children that fought for me. No problem. Mother, go and do. Please, all of you sit down. And boys, as sons, I'm going to feed you today. I'm going to feed you today so that I could give you my love. With love, I will cook this food. Please listen to the example. As a mother, when I am cooking, I am praying for the development of my children. Therefore, may God bless each and every one of you for what you've done. Hanuman Baba, our example. He says, you know what, today my mother is cooking. I'm going to eat and I'm not going to stop eating until my belly is full. Sits down in the meal row, all of them lined off, and she's cooking and she's serving, similar to what you see when we have bandara. Please guests, please eat. Please eat more. Do you want more? Please eat, son. And Hanuman Baba is glad. He's taking more. He's loading on. The bowl is getting empty. The pot is getting empty. They start to cook back. The cupboard is getting empty. The stocks is going down and Hanuman Baba is eating. Everybody is getting up. And other people is coming. And Hanuman Baba is still eating. Sita Mata is standing up in the kitchen and she's getting frightened. Oh Lord, I said I feed you, but oh God, Hanuman. Oh Lord, help me. She goes quick by Sri Ram Prabhu. I am feeding Hanuman, but that appetite is insatiable. It is not stopping. That man is a monster. How? Help me, Lord. He says, Devi, take one tulsi leaf. Sri Ram is leading by example. Take one tulsi leaf and hide it in his food. You want to see the power of tulsi? Devi, hide it in his takari. Don't tell him. Don't show him. Don't show him it. Just chuck it in the food and you'll see what happens. Mother did it and she stood close. You know, when we're trying new things, we want to see how it works. And she went and she stood and she says, Hanuman, how the food tasting? He says, my, it isn't good. And he eat and when his lip bit the tulsi, you know, sometimes we call it Machiavelli syndrome. The person's body gets heavy, sluggish, lethargic. Immediately, he could not eat more. He says, Ma, sorry, I can't eat more. I took out so much food. Forgive me. And Sita Devi laughs and she says, blessed, O Hanuman. Blessed is the person who gives you tulsi leaf. They will always be contented. They will always be satisfied, gratified by what they have. Some people have the world and more, and they never value it. Never see the good in it. They always want something else, someone else, or something else. When you go to Hanuman Baba and you see this string up tulsi leaves, this is where that came from. In our food, for Devi worship, no different. We make sure and we place her there for that reason. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. He says in the morning time when the worship is being done, we, with a triangle, we excavate, we dig out a triangle, usually done by our home. Morning time, we are going to offer what we call dar or arg in our text. What is to be placed in that dar? Sometimes when we say pakadar, you watch it carefully. Some very highly beneficial ingredients: fresh ground saffron, dove grass, neem leaf. The potency of this mixture in our dharma, in our culture. People would offer, long ago, people would offer the dar to mother in the triangle by the Jand area, and then give each one of the children a little sip of that mixture. But in the mixture, and this is where we go wrong, that dar in that lota is all that we offer on the Bedi by the Murti, and when we put only 9 things, we are leaving out some stuff. So for the person who knows how to make a dar, the cinder, the saffron, the rice, the till, the leaves, the flower that has the scent or the incense in it, the nectar, the sugar, or the prasad, the fruit, all these things add up. Mother, may you please accept my offering. And you offer it. In one yagya we were talking, as the chairman of the regional was talking about last night, how do you hold the lota? There's a method for that. Please listen to this verse as she is talking about what is to be offered in this thing called the dar for Navratri. We get it very wrong. And this is one of the reasons why I read this tonight. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Everybody. Namastasye, Namastasye.
Namastasye, Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Namastasye, Namastasye.
Namastasye, Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Ekadau puja palayatam tata punya punya ye durgayate Vyapat prakriti navratri ye nakhanya pujatam.
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Traikal pujan nityanatam dravidya vena ghautyate Gauri yena kurvandya mahuram mahuram yena navratri.
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita. Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita.
Namastasye, 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu. प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति माता की. O Shishya, when people are going to prepare this lota, this arg, this gift, this liquid, what is supposed to be there? The fruit, the juice of 9 fruits. This is the gift that you are supposed to give. This is how the dar looks. Whether you want to call it juicer, whether you want to call it blender, however, you take 9 fruits that have what? Seed. It must have seeds. So not seedless grapes, at least grapes that have seed. Other fruits that are in season are better and preferred rather than those that are imported. Take the juice from these types of fruit, bring it together, and offer this to Mother. That type of prasad is the highest form of offering that is offered during the Navratri period. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. So, from a practical standpoint, what I usually advise people, if you offer her sindoor, saffron, flowers, these things, the puja material, there's nothing wrong with that. If you practice, if you wish to do it, there's nothing wrong. But put in the kasaili, put in a coin, put everything. And the other lota that you would prepare with the juice, this comes like the prasad. When you think back of the dar that you offer, we don't offer Mother something to eat. But my God is my guest. Now, Raatri, I am worshipping you. Could you imagine doing puja and I am not offering some fruit, some type of gift to you, Mother? What is going to give me the blessing? So how can we improve on our offerings at home? Simple prayer. Use the juice. Use the fruits that we have. And Mother will bless you with different types of blessing. A person that does this type of worship in the morning time and in the evening time, listening, singing, dancing is done. When you go to temples and you see the young dancers before the yagna is done, in our temple we must have a dance, appropriately dressed, proper song, but dance nonetheless. Do you know why we have dance in prayer? There's a Ved, there's an entire sastra that gives when there was another time and they wanted another procedure to pray, when people couldn't sit as time was going and people lifespan was getting shorter, not as short as it is now. Brahma is asked, please give us a method where we could worship you differently with our body. And the method of dance was created. When you see the dancer go ta, te, and they hit their foot, they slap their foot to the ground. This is their method. The first one, ta, I bow to dirty Mother. The second hit, when they go from the heel to the instep. Te, I bow to Ishwar, Mahadev, before I begin. This sastra that guides dance, utilizes dance as a form of worship. A form. When we are offering dar, we have a posture of holding that lota to our chest. When we are offering dar for Surya Narayana Swami, we hold our hands straight, the elbow is straight, and the lota tipping forward, facing east like a curtain, separating you and the rays of the sun. Surya Narayana Swami, penetrate this curtain of milk, and my cataract, my high blood pressure, my heart problems, burn it away. When we are offering the Shiv Baba, holding with the right hand, with our left foot, the heel up by the right knee, in this bent posture, we offer to Lord Shiva. Another method. In our worship, there are so many instances like this. I'll give you one more example. Last night we were talking about the hand motion like this. All murtis, anytime you arti somebody, they do something like this. I don't know what this is about. Please remember what I'm saying tonight. In Hinduism, we believe in something called mudra. Mudra is hand gestures that give or bring about different type of blessing. When you look at Lord Shiva, his hands is like this. When people are accepting Panchamrit, they use the same mudra. When people are blessing, they do their hand gesture like this. Let that invisible Shakti or energy flow from the Pyaran, the Guru, the greater person, and bless and uplift the person who is bowing. Watch all your murtis. I bless you. But the one that I want to highlight here tonight, and for those of you at home, please remember this. To the top of my head right now, I can't remember the name of the mudra, but there's a name for it. When our people are being criticized, when I say people, Hindu people, when our culture is under attack, for the elders here, I'm sure you've had the experience All your people so bakade, so crazy. All they sit down and eat with all their hand. Why we don't eat with spoon? Children today might ask that question. Please listen to the answer. First point. If we never had spoon, how come we have Hawan spoon? This is something that there's an entire format for the Hawan. There's actually 4 different spoons that we are supposed to use. In our Trinidad practice, we use one with the water, what we usually have the mango leaf, and then the one to dip the ghee. So we always had spoons. But when we eat, there's a mudra. For children, I'm saying the word Maggie. For children to understand, it looks like a Maggie. When we take this and we put it to our mouth, this is where Lakshmi lives. Have you ever gone to a wedding and seen the chumain, where they hold the dub grass and they're touching the person like this? Do you know why that is done? May Lakshmi Mata remove the darkness, the najar, the malju from your body. May these things come off for you in preparation for the wedding that is coming. When the person sits to eat, look at the person who is eating rice, dal, roti, whatever. They pinch it and you feed it, Lakshmi Mata. Whatever is going in, bless me to digest it and benefit from it. Bless everything that is coming to my mouth. Another gesture, another movement of the body that would give blessings. If somebody attacks you and says, I don't understand why you people are eating with your hands, from today, please be able to answer that question. That has nothing to do with the necessity to wash your hand or to have proper hygiene. In fact, in table manners, in our dharma, there's a reason why we only use right hand for food and the left hand is used for the shower, the bathroom area. Do you know that? If a person from India sees some people in Trinidad eat where they're eating with their 2 hands, they'll look at you like you're crazy. This left hand, what's your pundit when he comes to eat by you? Let's say this is his towel. That left hand is covered, not to be used. Right hand, tear a piece of the roti and touch whatever. In our dharma, maybe we don't spend enough time talking on topics like this. But we need to, because young children don't understand why we do what we do. There are many examples of this. The next point he says, the person who is doing now Raatri Brat must worship the young girl. In language here it says Kanya. And Kanya means a young girl before the age of puberty. Do we do this? Do we depend on that Kanya? Yeah. Go back to the wedding. When they're doing the chume, who do you go looking for? Not a young girl that has that Shakti, that divinity within her to help you now as you are getting ready to get married. Do you want a grown woman? Do you want a married woman? Do you want a widow to do that? No. Please listen why. He says when you worship the Kanya, not the one who is 1 year. She is too young. She is not able to appreciate. If somebody asks this question, the baby, the 1-year-old, can she appreciate the food that sometimes they feed them, the sweet rice, the sweets, the snacks, the money? No, she cannot appreciate it. Therefore, she is not of age. From 2 years old, we begin. Please listen as he describes the benefit of the worshipping of these children. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasyai Namastasyai
Namastasyai Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samskrita
Kumari Tu Prokyatam Dvijate Bhavani Ye Murti Vrat Ye Kalyani Chatura Rohini Pancha Skanmata
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti
Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. From 2-year-old going up to 10-year-old. Older than that is not allowed in the ceremony because the girl is no longer going to be a kanya. She's going to become a young lady. Puberty will come. For each year, 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 5-year-old, there's a different name and a different benefit. This kanya worship could be done in one of two ways. Every night for the Raatri, we worship one Devi. Or on the Ashtami night, the Durga night, you get all of them together and you worship them. Please listen, O Narad, to the name and the benefit of each one of these Devis. Many people do this. And like a machine, you're giving children gifts. But if you ask a Hindu, why do you do it? What is the purpose of the different age, the different form? Please, for those of you that are writing, write it down. For those that you are preparing on Tuesday night, we'll be doing our Kanya Kumari Puja, and this is why I read this tonight. Please listen. The first form, Kumari Devi, leads to the end of misery, Gabiri, poverty. When a person has problems with enemies, worship the 2-year-old Kanya in that Kanya Kumari form. And by her blessing, you will see the change, the benefit, and the stopping of the attacks of that enemy. The second one, the 3-year-old, when a person is having trouble with their children, when a person is having problems controlling their children, worship that 3-year-old girl. Make her smile, make her happy, give her love. And you, in kind with karma, by the law of karma, by virtue of karma, you will see those children come back under your fold, under your umbrella. When a person is fighting and is being attacked because of this thing called property, land, kingdom, when a person does not have happiness in their home or in their marriage with their children, they are alone, worship Kalyani Devi, the 4-year-old. When we worship the 5-year-old, the person who has disease, the lady who has a lump, surprise, you do your mammogram and there's a lump in your chest. What could I do? Do Rohini Mata Puja. Offer things like bamboo leaves to her in the course of the puja. Do you notice? Yes, and when we planted the 9 flag in the corners, we have bamboo. When we have wedding, don't we have a sprang of bamboo being planted? There's a reason we have these things there. May the person be protected from disease and sickness. When a person does Kali worship or Kalika Devi, the 6-year-old, when a person wants to have prosperity, she's going to worship that form and she will get that type of blessing. Chandika Devi, the 7-year-old child, when you worship her with devotion, that person that is trying to do all types of negative prayer. People like to light candle and everybody doing Obya now. That's the new rage. I want to do my normal prayers, Babs. What could I do? Do your Chandika Devi. Om Hring Shring Chandika Divyai Naman. Durga Puja, knee belief, normal prayers. And I would be able to ward off. You could do what you want, brother. I am not going to dirty my hands to do negative prayer. Not in dream am I going to say, Durga Mata, see that man I married. Fix him. When we get hurt, when we get angry, when we get despondent, sometimes in the secret of our mind, we say things that really could hurt people. If we get into the habit of thinking where God is and realizing that Mother is sitting right here. The other night I said there's a discourse where she says, I sit on your eyelid, child, and when I pat my foot, you will blink to replenish your eye. I will guide you when it is time to eat, when it is time to reproduce, when it is time to excrete. I will sit in your body and I will guide you through this life. When we're doing the funeral service and you see that third stop, Durga Mata, please come out. It is time to discard this body now. Durga Mata is always there, guiding and guarding her devotee. Chandika Devi is that form when somebody is having this type of disturbance. Worship her. And without much effort, you see that negativity, it has to go back. It cannot stay. The next one, when a person is battling all types of trouble on their job, when people are under pressure because of their gender, men wouldn't know about this trouble. But today I had a teacher here, and she was telling me, it's so difficult when you're married, you're settled. I'm trying to do my job, but the man wants to put himself with me. The man, if I dress however, I am attracting the attention of this particular person or persons. And if I don't give in, if I cannot do what they want, they will pressure me on my job. Pandit, the life of a lady is hard. And sometimes the good looks make it harder. And when you have those problems, now if you're ugly, you have no trouble. So you see, God bless you in that way too. But if there's a lady, if there's a young girl, if you are a parent and your daughter is being harassed, how old is she? The 8-year-old. Shambhavi Devi, the 8-year-old, when you go and you wash that child's feet, when the Pandit is saying the prayer, and you offer that child something to eat, when you buy the snack bag or the towel or whatever it is you're giving, and you're asking, I have a beautiful daughter, but every time she ventures out to school, I'm afraid. Mother, from this mother to you, mother, please understand, my belly is hurting every time I see my child growing. As her body is developing as a young girl, every man, every demon is watching. Please shield her from that type of attention. Let her go safely, stay safely, and come back. Many people, I have to say careless parents, think, what? That is other people's problem. Pandit, that wouldn't happen to mine until you hear one day, God forbid, that child has to jump in a taxi and different people are sitting in that taxi. Different types of demons wait wherever you are. And if you are careless, if you are complacent with your children, well, they will overpower them. But when you do the correct activity and you charge yourself, you will get the sensation. I don't know if it ever happened to you. My mother used to call it the no feeling. When we were small boy or girl, son, if somebody come too close to you and you get the no feeling, say something, do something, alert somebody. But don't just sit down there. But who gives you that inner feeling? I'm not safe, I'm not comfortable. I like this. Me, I like this taxi. I'm going to go somewhere else. That same mother protects you. Trouble is coming. Let me move. Don't let me stay here. That guiding inner voice, that conscience, that is what you're praying for when you worship this 8-year-old child. The 9-year-old, we call her Durga. When a person is under duress, when a person is being falsely accused, in the case of ladies, sometimes you do so much, but people say you did this much. Sometimes your name is being marred all over. People will speak you in the worst of ways. And when you get married, when you have to get married, worse. I'll say it, I have many godchildren. And when people are researching, is that girl a good girl to align our family with? Because of jealousy. Not necessarily truth. I am sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. Not necessarily truth. I couldn't get she. Nobody can get she. All I want to marry that girl. You know how much people she was with? Right there. It gone. This is why we always guide our young girls. Worship Durga. This is where it is coming from. Of all the names, of all the forms that we have, worship Durga to protect your name. When you go to your job and your place of worship, don't let nobody attack you. Don't let nobody see you in that way. And if there's a moment of weakness, let's be real, of weakness, and you are tempted to step out of bounds like Sita last night, where she crossed the line and the demon is there to swipe up. Protect me not to make that mistake, Durga Mata. Principle Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. The last one, the 10-year-old. When you worship her and you have the desire in your heart to get through with some type of banking, financial dealing, some type of business, some type of application. Let's, for example, a visa, something is coming up, job application. And I want to be favored. I want them to like me. I want them to see me and say, you know what, I wish I could work with him or her. Worship that 10-year-old. When you do this, Onarad Muni, you're going to get great amount of benefit and blessing. When the mantras are chanted, as they will be chanted on Tuesday, that individual that is able to wash their feet and to bow to these children, innocence in them. This is our closing act of the Navratri. When you do that, your Navratri is complete. Navratri is not only offering dar on the morning. For many people, that is all they know. When you get up and you can make the prasad, and whilst you are making the prasad properly, you are singing for Mother. You're trying to stay calm. You're worshiping. You're spending time with your Guru. You're listening to Pandit. You're listening to discourse. All of these facets make up Navratri. And when you purge your body by sacrifice, by the effort, by making mala, making different types of offering for her, making, you see tonight we brought flowers from the coconut tree. Did you see that? Different types of flower, different types of fruit. It took effort to get it Pandit, yes. But that effort will be rewarded. If you invest in your prayer and invest in yourself, then you will get the yield, the benefit of that investment. But if you invest little, that is what you will get in the outcome. What you put in, what you give is so you will get. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Before I wrap up, at this point, before I go further, I want to share the mic with somebody that I want to introduce to everybody. Nalini Prasad is somebody that I saw one day. I know her family, I know her through prayers, but she was speaking about helping young people and inspiring young people. She lectures on this topic, and tonight I want to share the mic with her. I want to invite you to the mic.
Sitaram Pandit,
Sitaram.
Sitaram Shrotas Panditji group and blessed devotees. You all can hear me in the back, right?
Raise the volume a little bit. Right, go ahead.
Right. Thanks, Pandit, for giving me this opportunity to be here tonight. I'm very grateful. The topic given to me to talk about was youth, addiction, and the need for love. And they are all related. I would not limit this to just youth, although we could look at it from a youth perspective, but I think the message, as I discussed with Pandit, is applicable to everybody. So, the youth, what is it that we tend to find the youths being addicted to right now? And that will be simple things as the phone. We all, even younger people like us, I mean a little older like us, addicted to the phone. We are addicted to friends, drugs, alcohol, relationships, stuff like that, right? Now, we're not here to discuss addiction, more to discuss how we can fix those addictions and what could be some of the causes. I'll just touch on the causes a little bit. The cause there are many causes, but the one I want to talk about is we tend to go to the phone and to drugs and alcohol, not because we want those things, but because we need to feel connected. We need to feel loved. We need to feel a sense of belonging. So you go to the groups that those people tend to, and that's how you have like gang violence and stuff like that. It's not that they want to shoot somebody, it's just they want to feel a sense of belonging. And that's just touching the cause, what I would think is one of the root causes of a lot of the, not just addictions in our society, but just problems on the whole, the need, the lack of love, right? So how do we fix that? I would start with the most fundamental one, which is self-love. What do I call self-love, right? We think we love ourselves, but do we really love ourselves? When you go home, I want you to probably do this exercise. Look yourself in the mirror, look at your eyes, and see if you could say, I love you. Right? And if you could say, I love you, and not feel uncomfortable and like that's something wrong, then you're in a good space. Right? But how many of our children really love themselves? How many of us really love ourselves? I know the first time I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. Right? And I thought I loved myself. But if we don't love ourselves, we will always be looking for that love somewhere on the outside. But really, that love needs to start right here. Because when we love ourselves, then we could truly love somebody else. And how do you go about loving yourself? Even if you have a child who's angry. I mean, I have 2 teenagers myself, so I know I'm speaking from experience here. Right? You will find a child angry or lashing out or just not acting like how you'll want them to act. That comes from a lack of love for themselves. So what I want you to encourage your children to do, as well as yourself, is look in the mirror and say, I love you. You say your name and you say, I love you. Right? The other thing I want you to start doing is let them start saying good things about themselves. We call that positive affirmations. Right? So, I am divine. I am love. I am peaceful. I am happy. I'm kind. I'm patient. You know, all these things that you want your child to develop, or anything that your child wants for themselves, let them say that to themselves. And when you say that with some conviction, at some point that's going to start resonating with you. So that becomes who you are. That becomes who they are. Right? And when you start feeling that love from inside of you growing, there's nothing that you need on the outside, because everything is on the inside. Right? So that's the first point. The second one is your role as a parent. We have become parents who are, not everybody, so I'm not painting the picture right across the board, but some of us have become very addicted to achievements and success, and so how we approach our children is, so what homework you have tonight, and what you have to do, and we become like human doings, and we are training our children to become human doings. And when they're with their friends, they don't have to be human doings, they could just be a human being, right? So how about sometimes we change the conversation to, how was your day? What great experiences you had today? What did you and your friends discuss? Who are your friends? Do you even know who your children's friends are? What do they talk about? You know, some of the things, I could give you my real life example. My daughter and myself, we used to go at it, like argue, right? And one day my husband said, you know, you need to build your relationship with your daughter. And we started having mommy-daughter time, where we will go out one day for the week and just sit and talk. Right? It might be over dinner, because sometimes for me, at least for me, and that could be different for guys and their sons, that could be sport, you know, you have something to talk about. So see your child as somebody you could speak to. Does your child feel heard? Do you even know what's in their mind? I hear things from my child's voice that I wish, I mean, that can't be a 16-year-old talking like that. Our children are full of information. They are much more advanced, not just technology-wise, they are much more advanced. Take it from me. If you sit and you listen to your child as a peer, not as an adult, don't talk down to them, talk to them. Listen, and you will hear some of the miracles that you could learn from them. I learn from my children. Right? So that's one of the things, another point, right? The third point will be, it will be like praising them. You know, sometimes we think, oh, you didn't do, we have a, and I think this is kind of cultural as well. I know we had it when we were growing up. You know, they come home with their report book, and you watch the maths, the science, the English, and I wasn't so hot, and you start getting down on them, right? But not everybody is good at that. You know, there's a lovely video that's circulating on Facebook. Many of us are there. You know, where they say, you can't judge a fish by his ability to climb a tree. But we judge all our children by their ability to perform well in academics. And that culture needs to change, because what tends to happen is that we break their morale. We break their spirits. Right? You will have children excellent at music, excellent at singing, excellent at art. Right? I have that first-hand experience. I was great at math. Math was second nature to me. Right? And my first child, my daughter, she couldn't do math for the life of her. And I couldn't understand how I can make a child who can't do maths, right? And at first I was getting down on her because she couldn't do maths. But my child is a great artist. She's perfect at that. She's great at creativity. She's great with her hands and creating stuff. And if I had continued doing that, breaking her spirit, she will be nowhere, you know? And I had to stop myself and say, listen, I need to catch myself, because what I'm doing here is not healthy. So I want you to start thinking about what you are doing to your children, what you're doing to your grandchildren. You know, I mean, I don't think grandparents really do that, but, you know, so start seeing your child as what is it that they are great at, and praise them at that, because what you praise, that's what's going to grow. And they may not be great at maths, but if they know that they could succeed in something else, you know what's going to happen? That maths grade that they were not confident about, that's going to rise as well. Because once you raise their confidence, everything else falls into place. And my daughter is the same thing. She got her 1 in maths, and she couldn't do maths, you know. But because her self-confidence grew, her self-confidence was able to grow in the other areas that she wasn't good at. And that's how we grow people. We don't grow people by breaking them down. We grow them by seeing what's right. Another point is something we do as a society. Don't speak negatively about our youth. I mean, I don't watch these videos because it's just not my thing. But we have so many videos circulating on Facebook and social media where children fighting and quarreling, and we see the worst, and we highlight the worst. You know, every time we share a video, every time we watch the video, we are contributing to the problem. I want you to think about that for a minute. We are contributing to that problem. We are making our society what it is today, because we are focusing on everything that's wrong. And we are not focusing enough on what's right. Because there are a lot of people who are doing a lot of good things, including our youth, because there's JA every year. And I see children, my child was in JA, and what they were capable of coming up with is amazing. Even as adults, we can't come up with that. Right? And we don't see that. We don't highlight it. We don't talk about it. You know, and it peeves me. You know, that we will only choose to highlight the drama, the bacchanal, you know, and then we wonder why we are degrading as a society. You know, so please be aware of that the next time you decide to watch a video or share a video, right? And last point will be remind your child and yourself that we are divine, right? We talk about that all the time in Hinduism, but do we really feel that? Or do we think that God is in the Murti? God is for the Pandit? You know? Do you ever see God in you? Want you to think about that. Because if you see God in you, we will not be saying some of the things we say. We won't be acting as a victim, because God is not a victim. God is powerful. Right? So when we see God in ourselves, we don't act from a place of lack. We don't act from a place where everybody else is in control except me, because God is in control. If God is in me and I am God, then I am in control of my life. I am in control of changing the society. Right? So I want us to start doing those affirmations and start seeing God in yourself. Because it's only when we see God in ourselves, we could truly see God in somebody else. Else we're just paying lip service. Sorry to be so a little bit harsh, but we're just paying lip service. So see God in yourself. See God in your child. See God in everybody that you come in contact with. See their words in every single person. They don't have to be you. We all different. Everybody is unique. Everybody has a gift. But if we hold on to, it has to look this way, and fish have to be able to climb trees, right? We will never see God in nobody else. So that's how I think we could make a small step that's totally within our power to change society, to change ourselves, to change our homes, and therefore, and when we change us and change our own homes, we're going to change the community, and that's how we're going to change this country. Nobody could do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. So that's my small message for tonight. Thank you.
Prem Zulu Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Why would we have a talk like that? For many people, those things that she's talking about is very strange. But when we are in the family court, when we are trying to corral children, to bring them back to parents, when you have trouble, and social workers and people in her field have to speak, that is the type of advice they get. High court, the type of trouble people go to court. Please understand my message tonight. Listen to her words. It's good, free advice. If you have to pay her, I'm telling you, you'll be paying in installments. Times have changed. Methods have to change. Went to New York. I know one way to make sada roti. Bailey and make the best roti on the tower. Little burn spots, no problem. Until one day somebody shows you how to make a sada roti in a microwave. Technology, brother. We get the children, pundits and people in the temple get the children 2 years old to 10 years old, loving children. But sometimes those loving children grow up to have so many problems. We worship Kanya. This is what we are saying here. The young girls, when they are budding in our Dharma, you are equivalent. Did you hear what she said? I am God. A piece, a spark, Shakti is saying I live in everything. A piece, a percentage is inside of me. Then live like that. A piece is inside of each and every young girl. How could you rape that? How could you damage that, malign that, ill speak it? When we're doing Ganesh Utsav, we focus on the boys. But during the Navratri, we focus on the girls. In our circle, in the temple, Gita says when a person knows less, lift them up. Don't break them down. You see that piece of advice where she says, you know how to speak to somebody. Imagine I came and I said, oh, you stupid fool, that's how you're doing the prayers. You are coming back to do the prayers tomorrow, you know. Imagine a child now. And in the example, I'm saying prayers, but that applies to so many other things. If you don't corral, if you don't caress and show that child love in the right company, if you don't make the effort, I spoke about it the other night, where parents are neglecting to bring the children in the right company, well, whatever company they get, that company will caress, nurture, and harbor the behavior, the language, the way they speak, how they conduct themselves. That's what she's talking about, the gang. If my father don't have time for me, and the first boy pass, and he watch me figure, and he start to give me compliments, well, brother, catch me if you can, but gone. But if a father grows a daughter with the confidence, babe, one day, you're such a beautiful child. Not in a disrespectful way, but he's my child. And you see, when time for you to get married, we have to do a competition. We'll have to get the best boy. Last night, the example of Janak having the Swayambar, where he calls all the princes, whoever want this girl call my daughter, lift that bow. Show your worth. Be worthy of my child. My child is worthy. When you grow your child with that type of thinking, do you think she will think less of herself? You know, there's something called middle child syndrome. Middle child syndrome. If I have 3 children, the middle one, for some reason, them always feel them never get enough love. Mommy love the older one more. Mommy love the younger one more. I'll be celebrating your birthday till the time to grow out of them thing, eh? You're big now. But in a home, ask a parent. Sometime when that child birthday come in, I have to make the cake a little bigger. That's a show to this child. I love this child more. In our home, we are fighting. The methods of beating and brandishing long ago, those methods are gone. Children nowadays are putting parents to shame. They're putting parents on video, on social media, and getting them in a lot of trouble. In fact, as a pundit, we interact with parents. Babs, me, I know what to do. The child say, if I lift my hand, she calling the police. The child say, if I say anything, I put it on Facebook and everybody will see. Parents are now a lot of problems. Please listen to why I asked Nalini to say something. Narad, when people have never done Raatri, when these people are reborn in their homes, there's a breakdown with communication. There's a lack of love. These people are born in a home where it is as if their life is hell. I have a family. I should be happy, but I cannot for one day be comfortable. In fact, if the children are born, they are born with defects, birth defects, mental defects, hormonal defects. Are we seeing these things happening today with our girl children in particular? But you know what? That is how it is. Small, no problem. We are seeing the signs of what we are going through, but we are not doing the corrective, the remedial work. Let the person know, Narad, in their previous birth, they never did the correct type of vrat, so they do not have the merit. When the women are wondering how come other women get to have children, but I am barren. I do not get to have my husband. I am a widow. I am devoid of son and daughter alike. Know that you did not do, and that applies to the man as well. You did not do the necessary good, correct type activity or karma. So in this life, when you're supposed to have what everybody else have, what you're dribbling, your neighbor have it. Look how them this be with the children. What she was now talking about, sports, playing. You know, in some homes, parents get to play with the children. I have my niece and my nephew, and since they were small, every day, Mamu, love you. I look for it. Suppose you're living in a house and the children ain't know to bow to your foot to have a little regard. But like a paratome, mamata, and they can't bow to the father foot one day. They don't have that love, that regard for their father. Can't we do something about that? People who go to court, social workers go and lecture their life out. But there comes a point sometimes you need that divine intervention. Now Raatri is that. When a person does the vrat, when a person does the offering with all the grains, with all the fasting, with all these things, coupled together with people like social workers, with Nalini, with their training for you to now vent the frustration. One, you're in a fight, yes, but sometimes I don't know how to fight the battle I'm fighting, because if I hit this child, I'm in trouble. What is the method? What is the means? Show love, but it is not coming back to me. That love, the outer respect, is not there. According to the Hindu text, go to God. Fast for the Navratri and ask Mother what is missing in the linkage between parents and children. In the home, allow it to nurture and allow it to grow. In the heart, in the mind of the children, allow it to flourish. That the communication that is missing, when we ask Saraswati Mata to sit in the intellect of these children, just as we will worship them, allow them to be worshipable. Allow them to have the attitude and the character that everyone will be proud to say, this is their child. And by Bhavani's blessings, the most wretched, the most impoverished, the most sad and depressed parent could come out of that hardship of family life. It says if a person commits murder, drinks liquor, steals gold, is an adulterer, the person who associates with these type of people, furthermore, if they do the Navratri Vrat and they worship Mother, they get absolved of their sins, they get the freedom from the trouble, and they start to see a change in their life. If I am praying, what am I praying for? I am praying for a remedy to some of the problems. She mentioned the fighting in the school. She mentioned the type of troubles that some people have. And they, with their professional advice, they give good, sound advice. It exists. Coupled together with your prayers. When you venture into your prayer, this is one example, just one. We are focusing on children tonight. That you are able to get. That the child that you cannot talk to, the child is locked in her room, Baba, and I don't know how to communicate. I can't get to her. She's not coming outside. I know she used to eat heavy. Now she stopped eating. Then we take that to God. And one day that child will say, well, Mom, you know, it had a boy. And the boy used to tell me I was nice. And then he started to tell my best friend she was nice. And I just don't know how to deal with it, Mom. And that child will vomit all the information. Whatever is the secret, whatever is the pain, whatever it is, by prayers, by guidance, when God can't come, He'll send somebody like Nalini or a social worker, somebody who trained, a psychiatrist, somebody. Don't run from these people. Work with them so you could save your home and your child. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Let's join together. Before we do final prayer, let's do a little chant. Please sit upright. Focus yourself a little bit. Slow chant. No drum. Tonight the energy is different. Tonight the energy is very calm in preparation for what is coming. She is the delight of our home. She is the consciousness. She is the person who allows me to learn and to better myself. She is truthfulness. Close your eyes for a little bit. Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame. Mother, you are my happiness. Mother, you are my consciousness. You are my truthfulness and my truth. You are my guide, Mother. I acknowledge you. Where? Inside of me. Anandamayi. Close your eyes and talk to God. Did you hear what Nalini said? I am part of God. God is inside of me. When I am lost, when I'm in trouble, when I'm in the court, when I'm in the room, I'm in the mediation hall, wherever I am. And these children are testing you. Mother is right here inside your chest. When they're in the hospital and they're sick, as the virus is ravishing children right now, drips on everybody, their hands, butterfly type needle. Call on her and ask her for her intervention. Practice a little. Let's calm down a bit. Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame Janani Janani Satya Sai Shubha Janani. Very calmly, Mother, we worship you. Mother, you are the creator of this universe. You are the fullness. You full everything. We are shells and you fill us with life. Jagakarini Paripurnai Saishwari Janani Satyaswarupini Janani. Mother, you are truthfulness. Mother, you know what is happening home. You know what is happening in my life. Dharma Samrakshini Janani. Mother, you are the embodiment of righteousness, principles. Please help me, save me, Ma. Janani, Janani, Satya Sai Shubha Janani. Let's sing a little bit. Janani, Janani, Satya Sai Shubha Janani, Janani. Everybody.
Janani, Satya Sai Shubha Janani,
Jagakarini Paripurnahi Saishwari Janani.
Jagakarini Paripurnani Saishwari Janani,
Shanta Swarupini Janani, Prema Pradayani Janani,
Shanta Swarupini Janani,
Mother, you are the embodiment of peace in my life. Please give me peace. Prem, did you hear what Nalini says? Give love, show them love, and pray that that love, that mother that is embodied in that love, brings them back. Manifest in love, Mother. Give me the words, Mother. Give me the hands, Mother, to give them love. And with that love, let me conquer all the demons, all the rakshas that plague my life, and bless my life with that peace. Let's sing together, everybody. Shanta Swarupini Janani, Prema Pradayini Janani.
Shanta Swarupini Janani, Prema Pradayini Janani.
Sai Prema Pradayini Janani. Swarupini Janani, Dharma Samrakshini Janani.
Satya Swarupini Janani, Dharma Samrakshini Janani.
Janani, Janani, Satya Sai Shubha 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 Janani.
Shanta Swarupini Janani, Prema Pradayini Janani.
Shanta Swarupini Janani, Prema Pradayini Janani.
Janani, Janani, Satya Sai Shubha Janani.
Janani, Janani, Satya Sai Shubha Janani.
Satya Sai Shubha Janani. Prema Pradayini Janani. Sai Prema Pradayini Janani.